Okay, so hello everybody. So if you're wondering why we're on the floor today, it is because I read so many books this month that my bookshelves look extremely empty. So yeah, so if you're wondering what our video is today, it is all the books I read the past 2 months and reviewing them. So this counts for January, February, and since it is March, the first 3 days of March, because today's March 3rd, so yeah. These are kind of in order, but not in exact order. So, yeah. Actually, no. This goes from February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. That's correct. There's no January books in here because I didn't read any. So, first off, we have these Violent Delights. I love this book. Actually, all the books I read this month, the past 2 months or month and a half, were very good, except for one. There's one I didn't like as much as the others, but I'll get to that later. So, These Violent Delights is about this, Shanghai gang kind of thing. It's Romeo and Juliet inspired, enemies to lovers, you know. I feel like they did the enemies to lovers thing good. I just wish there was more, of the love aspect in it. Because I feel like they had it. It was just more... I just wish they had more of it. And there is another book coming out November 11th, which I'm very excited about. It's on my calendar to remember to pick it up. So, yeah. That was the first book. Next, we have the Red Queen and Glass Lord, which I have not finished the series yet, but I'll explain that later, because you'll see. So, I actually got this one first. This one I got, a week later. But, Red Queen, it's about Mayor... How do you say it? Barrow? I don't know. It's like a fantasy world, where, red bloods and silver bloods. Silver bloods are, the rich people, or the high-ranking government. And then the red bloods are the commoners, I don't know. But yeah, so this is a very good series. I really loved it, or love it. I haven't finished it. I just haven't had the time to read the next 2 books. But yeah. And the next is Glass Sword, which I also read. Actually, On the Come Up was in between me reading this. But I'm going to put it in with Red Queen because it's the same series. So, I really love this one as well. I thought it was really good. Yeah, it's just a continuation of Red Queen into, the more rebel side of Red Queen. It took on a very different spin from the original book. But I kind of liked that spin more. Because there's a prison breakout, and I was living for it. The ending kind of had me, though. I was sitting here in shock about what had just happened. Actually, both of these books, I sat there in shock. Her endings are so good. They're, make you want to keep reading, which I think is so cool. So, yeah, those were very good. And I'm definitely going to finish the series eventually. I actually have another series I want to read before that, and another book before that, and yeah. But eventually I will finish the series because it was a really good series. So next we have On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. This is by the same author who wrote The Hate You Give, and I thought it was very much like The Hate You Give. For some reason I like this book better. That's probably an unpopular opinion. But I also remember this book more. So maybe, it's biased. But, yeah. This is a really good book. So, I very much recommend this book. Just a rapper lives in, they call it the ghetto, but, I've seen worse ghettos. World War II. But, yeah. This was a very good book. And I very much do suggest reading The Hate You Give before that, because this does take place a year after The Hate You Give, and it does reference the events that happened in The Hate You Give. before. If you're wondering, this is what the Hate You Give looks like. So, this is it. This one's a copy with the stickers, and I don't really want the stickers, but I'll live with it. Oh no, that I read earlier in the year. Okay, I won't grab that. Okay, next book. Next book I read, actually I think I put these in order when I read them. So yeah. But next book I read was Cinder. This is the one book the past month that I did not enjoy as much as I thought I would. Actually, I didn't think I was going to enjoy it. So I actually picked this up because it was on sale. And like the actual series, like the original covers was the one that I wanted. Like I had that series and I didn't realize this was the same book. I thought it was just the same, you know, like the same word, title. I'm so tired. I just came back from my 3rd day in-person school. But yeah, so it's very sci-fi and I'm not a very science fiction kind of person. I mean, besides Jurassic Park, I don't really like sci-fi. So I thought it was an okay book for like what it was. Like the storyline was good. I just didn't like it that much. I didn't like it that much. The romance aspect was off for me, which I guess it's not like a romance book, but I wish it had more romance in it because I want to make it a romance novel so bad. It was such a good storyline. Like the beginning of it, like I probably would have fallen in love with this if it was just written a little bit different. I want more romance. I mean, come on, people. I mean, it had zero violence. Like it had violence, but I probably also didn't like it because it had like this really bad like pandemic going on. And do I need to express more? Like the way they worded it really had me. Like I was like, what am I supposed to say to that? Like, it was just, I didn't like it as much. But it's definitely going on my main shelf. I'm not going to pack it away. I'll keep it out. I'm going to make sure that my thing is still on. Yes, it is. Good. Okay, we only have technically 3 more books. We actually have 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 more books. But one of them's a series. So, and by the way, here's the series. The Vampire Academy. I know in my unhaul video, well, not unhaul, my birthday haul video, I said Vampire Diaries. I have seen the Vampire Diaries TV show, so I was probably thinking of that when I said it. I keep saying Vampire Diaries too. Like I don't want to say Vampire Academy. I just want to keep saying Vampire Diaries, which I do want to read, but like I'm not talking about the Vampire Diaries. I'm talking about Vampire Academy.
Oh?
Yeah.
I'm going to kiss you goodbye. Your
Okay.
daddy's here. He's on some talk show.
Sorry about that. My grandma was leaving, so I had to give her a hug and kiss goodbye. Let's let it focus on me. The worst part about this is that this is bright white. My wall's bright white. I can't speak. Bright white. So it reflects and does this weird exposure thing. So I'm sorry if it does that, but I really love this pillow thing. I wish I actually read in this, but like I don't because I sit in my bed. I lay in my bed actually, so. You're wondering, here's my beautiful Spider Be Gone spray. We're very off subject. I also threw Harley Quinn down here because I put the Titanic book up there that was very pretty. So, and then I have my budding collection. It's very beautiful, isn't it? I should really set that up better, but I'm kind of going to live with it. So yeah, I was talking about the Vampire Academy series. This was a very good series. You know, we don't stand the teacher and student relationship, but I think with the age range, it was kind of okay. Don't do it in real life, though. Like, I'm going to talk about the series a lot because I did really love it. Just don't take this as good life advice, like the books. I did like the 3rd and the 6th one the best, Shadow Kiss and Last Sacrifice. All the books in the middle, to me, were like, pretty much they were the books that led up to the best books in the series. So, I did like 5 though. 5 was good. The first one was kind of weird. It was weird, but I guess it's okay. The second one was something. Do I really need to explain this one? No, so I'm not going to. But I think it was good. It really led up to like making the third one my favorite. So, by the way, I like the third and sixth one because it really brings out the relationship. You know, we stand them, not the message they give. Pay attention. Next we have Wizard of Oz. So, I actually technically have read this book before. I have the original copy, which was my dad's. He gave it to me. I read this when I was in like 2nd grade, and this is way longer than this. Like, not by very much, but like a lot longer. So, I actually liked my copy of it, which I bought for myself. And this is actual leather, which I'm loving, and the inside, oh, it's so pretty. And then there's drawings. Let me show you my favorite. Where is it? I love this one. See, it's got like little things in it throughout the book. Here's the monkeys. So I love this copy so much. And I really did like it. It was a good like break read. It only took me an hour to read, but that was really good. And I very much liked it. Okay, now we have the most recent books. This one I actually finished yesterday. A Court of Thorns and Roses. ACOTAR, Sarah J. Maas, like, do I have to say any more? Yes, I do. I have to explain this. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It kind of strayed from the whole Beauty and the Beast thing, but yeah, it kind of reminded me of the Hunger Games in a way. Like, I don't know why it reminded me of the Hunger Games, but like Snow's Games of like, you know, putting them back in, that's what it reminded me of. Like, it really did remind me of that. So yeah, and instead of like his games making them pretend like they're in love with each other, Hunger Games, it was killing others. Yeah. I do want to read the rest of the series though. I do. I really want to read the next book. And if you know, you know. I'm not going to say any more about that. So, yeah, this will definitely be on my bookshelf somewhere where you can all see it because it's such a good book. And I loved it that much. Okay, so the next book is one I am currently reading, technically. But I have technically also already read it. So, it's Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I technically already read this. I read half of it. I read half of it and then gave up. Yeah, I do that with a lot of classics. I did that with Pride and Prejudice, Romeo and Juliet, Dracula, Frankenstein, all the classics. Like Les Miserables. Les Miserables? I don't know how you say it. It's Les Miserables, but you say it the French way. Les Miserables? Les Miserables? I don't know. But that's gonna be mad at me. He's a theater nerd. He also works for the theater, so it makes sense. But yeah, so I reread through the half. I actually got to the point where I stopped. So I read all this. And I've been taking it like one chapter at a time. So I'll read about 3 or 4 chapters a day. No, I'll read 2 chapters a day. Just so that way I understand it, and like I really do try to read it. And I do think watching the movie before helps. Normally I don't suggest that, but watching the movie before really helps. Like it really, really helps. Because then I can picture it, and like I'm much more drawn to it instead of being like completely oblivious to everything. It's also a very good beginner classic literature book. Like if you're not very much into reading more, like Pride and Prejudice. If you're not very much into the language and how much there is, this is a very good starter because it has like language like that in old-fashioned kind of nicknames or like curse words like in their own way, like slang words. But I think it's a very good book. So, I also don't know why my teacher doesn't have this in her library because, yes, I do go to a Christian school, but like, it's very Christian. It's Christian in a way. I mean, I bet kids love it. Oh, if you're wondering, when I first read the book and read half of it, I left it in my backpack and it ripped this whole thing off. Like this whole side here, it ripped off. So I Mod Podged it back, and I actually used one of the pages that like a blank page, because you know how they have like all those white pages, and I used that to like tape it on like this page here. So now these pages are wrinkly, but I wasn't gonna go and leave it like that, and I wasn't going to buy a different book. So yeah, that was all the books I read the past month. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. No, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 13, 14. I read 14. And that's not counting rereads, because I did reread a lot of books. So, hope you enjoyed. Comment down below. And yeah. Bye. I'm done. Actually, I wanna pose real quick, so you can click off if you'd like. I'm gonna pose for the thumbnail. Which books? I'm gonna put this up. I feel like I throw in these two and I do these two. And then I feel like we do a stacking thing. Make fun of me while I watches one of these is in the title. And then turn it so that way you can't really see. I look like a family YouTuber doing that. Hope you can use one of those. Use yourself. Oh, and I'll do a good classics pose. Let's grab these two. I gotta pick it up. I don't know. I'm really loopy. I had to do PE today. I had to, I talked with my friends, and, like, when you talk to your friends. Okay. You can wait for me, darling, wait for me, love, and I'll never run away. I hate so mean. Why did I have to do this? Do I want to turn on music now? No, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get it over with. I'm going to complete this. And then do I... No, I'm not going to edit after this. I don't feel like editing right now. I feel like watching YouTube. I can't shove that in there. I want it in the background though. Would one of you like to move down the row? No? Do I kick one of you off the row? Maybe. No, I'm just going to throw it down with my fantasy stuff. Or my called fantasies. Not my fantasies, but sci-fi, and then book two. Throw that there. crap. Oh no. Well, thank you guys for watching me put my stuff away. That was not supposed to be filmed. Great. Yay.